sir.
Splendid.
Bertie, you were wonderful.
What are you doing here, Cathy?
Waiting for you. What does that blasted Finknottle think he's up to?
Gussie Finknottle is a criminal lunatic.
But he seems to be infatuated with Gertrude. Sorry to use such long words, Bertie. I mean, I come all the way down here to try to persuade Gertrude to elope with me, and I can't get near her for that blasted Finknottle.
Worse than that, he says he isn't going to write to Madeline. You know how much importance girls of the Bassett type attach to the daily letter?
And he won't write.
Not a line. I've pleaded with him, passionately, I may say, and he simply put his ears back and refused to cooperate. If Madeline doesn't receive a letter from Gussie swearing undying fealty, she's liable to come down here and beat one out of him. Jeeves, I'm sunk.
Well, sir, if Mr. Finknottle will not write to Miss Bassett, perhaps you might write to her yourself.
Well, she doesn't want to hear from me, Jeeves. She wants to hear from Gussie.
If it were indicated to Miss Bassett that Mr. Finknottle had sprained his wrist and had to dictate a letter to you, sir?
I say, what a wheeze. You were right about him, Bertie.
Thank you, sir. If you were to say that Mr. Finknottle had given his wrist a nasty wrench while stopping a runaway horse and saving a little child from a hideous death, it might turn Mr. Finknottle's taciturnity to your advantage, sir. A golden-haired child is usually best in such circumstances.
What a man, Bertie. What a brain. And all this is due to fish, you say?
Never mind about Jeeves's diet, Catsmeat. Writing paper instanter. If Madeline's withers to be wrong, we will catch the 5 o'clock post.
Dearest,
My dearest.
my
And now for a real treat. Mr. Wooster has kindly consented to entertain us all with some songs at the piano.
Said Fred to Maud one evening, I wish you'd tell me, dear, how do you feel when you marry your ideal? Ever so goosey, 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 goosey. How do you feel when the bells begin to peal? Ever so goosey, 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 goosey. Walking up the aisle.
Well, if this doesn't bring Gertrude to her senses, nothing will. Good night, Catsmeat. Say, Jeeves, this is dashed decent of you. Doing your normal stint as well as pandering to Gussie's every whim.
Oh, Mr. Finknottle's whims are few and far between, sir.
Well, are we surprised, Jeeves? Shut away in Lincolnshire, surrounded by newts, and with nothing to fortify the spirit but orange juice, and nothing to look at but the Boston stump, surely even the strongest whim would wither on the vine.
A lesson to us all, sir. Was the musical entertainment a success, sir?
From our point of view, Jeeves, a blinder. Gussie will shortly be banished to his room, a broken and rejected man.
Do you get the wind up when the organ plays? How do you feel when the party's done the deal? Ever so goosey, 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 goosey.
Isn't he marvellous? He's just like Jack Buchanan.
He is like Jack Buchanan. Yes.
Oh, I love Jack Buchanan.
Gertrude says he's like Jack Buchanan, Charlotte.
Oh, is he?
Ah, telegram from Mr. Fink.
Thank you, Tom. Telegram for Mr. Fink Doppel, Meadows.
Singing was bad enough before, with the added magic ingredient of stage fright.
It's an absolute calamity, Bertie.
I know, I heard it.
No, you don't understand. They loved it.
What?
Well, you've heard about people being lionized. I often wondered what it looked like, and now I know.
Gussie? But he was making most frightful row.
Well, the whole Grizzly crew seemed to think it was wonderful. And Gertrude's all over him, too.
Well, that's it. We're finished. She loves his golf, she loves his singing.
He's got a telegram, too.
We'll be sending telegrams to Gussie.
Well, go on.
Go on what?
Open it.
I can't, Catherine. It's addressed to Gussie.
Well, it's probably for you. Go on.
No, Catsmeet. The code of the Woosters restrains me.
Well, wouldn't restrain me.
No, well, the code of the Woosters is more rigid than the code of the Catsmeets. A Wooster cannot open a telegram addressed to another.
Pardon me for intervening, sir, but perhaps it would alleviate the ethical pressure you find yourself under if I were to open the communication and read it out loud.
Sterling notion, Jeeves.
It's from Miss Bassett, sir. Letter received. Cannot understand why not had reassuring telegram. Sure you concealing accident terribly serious. Fever, anxiety, fear worst. Unless hear from you soon, will arrive by earliest train. Love, kisses, Madeline.
Well, that's...
Now, Gussie, I've got to talk to you.
I'm sorry, Bertie, I haven't got time. There's a lovely full moon. Gertrude and I are going out for a walk. I'm just going to get a muffler. Oh, by the way, you remember pestering me yesterday to write to Madeline? Well, I've done it. I wrote to her this afternoon. Why are you looking like a dying duck?
Because I wrote to her for you yesterday.
What do you mean, for me?
Well, I thought said you couldn't. You were indisposed. Something about a horse. I forget the details.
A horse? You do the most extraordinary things, Bertie. Anyway, it really doesn't matter. Because what I said in my letter was, everything was off. Off? I've broken the engagement. I've been feeling for some days now that Madeline, although a nice enough girl, just won't do. My heart belongs to Gertrude. Bye, Bertie.
Housebreaking during the hours of daylight is a most serious offence, sir.
I have got to intercept that letter before Madeline Bassett reads it. You don't have to be involved, Jeeves. You just start the car and keep the engine running.
Very good, sir.
All right, then, bye.
Bye, Sam.
Madeline, breakfast. We could do the flowers later. You can leave the sitting room for now, Jane. I'm just going in there. Yes, Mum. Ah, good morning, Madeline.
Good morning, Hilda. There's no letter from Augustus again. I'm so worried, Hilda. I think I shall go down to Deverell by an earlier train.
If there isn't a letter, all it means is that that other fellow, Wooster, has got fed up with having Gussie dictate letters to him. He's dippy about you, isn't he?
He loves me very